Ready for some plant chores? Thanks for being here. If you're new here, my name is Rain. If you are a regular of mine, welcome back. If you saw my last plant chore video, I do have to apologize for the side-to-side motion that my camera was making. I hadn't realized at the time how disorienting it would be to watch that. Unfortunately, I filmed many hours over a few weeks using that device. But don't worry, I've cut all the side-to-side action out of this video. I was able to save all of my close-ups, and I will be narrating through all of the thoughts and comments that I had as I was doing the plant chores. So let's go ahead and get started with my mini Monstera repot. So here I am attempting to rescue my mini Monstera. This was the very first plant that I used to experiment with semi-hydro. I had used sphagnum moss and leca clay balls. I'm experimenting with all the different ways that I can try to keep my plants hydrated because I do live in a desert, and I was finding myself constantly watering my plants. So I had put this mini Monstera into the sphagnum moss, and it was in there for maybe 2 or 3 months, and it was doing great. It had grown 3 new leaves, and each one was getting more fenestrated than the next. But at this point of the experiment, the plant started to wilt. So I decided to repot it into my DIY aeroid mix, but I also did a top propagation, which I put into pon. So I've got my tiny little shears here, and this is pretty thick. I wanted to cut down here, but this might not be strong enough. So maybe I should cut it like closer to the top. So like there's an aerial root right there. I want to keep that definitely on the propagation. So maybe I should cut it here. I need to make sure I get the node. Oh, this leaf seems like it's just gonna come off. It's like barely attached. Okay, I'm gonna do it, you guys. I really love this plant. Okay. There we go. So I'm gonna let this scab over. This is one of my favorite plants. I really hope that it doesn't die. I also have another emergency, and that is my variegated peace lily. I've been meaning to repot that thing for so long, but I just haven't had the time. So I do have time now. I'm gonna need to do it outside. I want to do it on my balcony. I think I have about 40 minutes before the sun goes down. My neighbors are so loud. Maybe I'll just do a voiceover while I take these plants out. I'm going to take both this out of the substrate and my peace lily out of its substrate because that stuff is so goopy. I don't even know what that is. It doesn't look like regular soil. So let me just see if I can find a spot where I can record myself as I do this. I am so amazed. It's quiet. I can't believe it. My peace lily is looking pretty sad. It's in some really goopy soil, but I care about my mini Monstera more, so I'm going to take that one out first. Yeah, this sphagnum moss is definitely way too wet. I would not suggest doing this, at least not for this plant. I'm sure it works with some plants, like maybe alocasias, but it doesn't seem to be a good fit with this. Since this is a rhizomatic plant, it grows plantlets that can be separated apart. They come apart quite easily. This gives me the ideal situation to experiment with different substrates for this plant. As I was washing off the roots with my hose, I noticed that there was something that looked like a worm or a larvae in there. I was so grossed out by it. I totally threw away the sphagnum moss and the clay leca balls forever. And I did feel myself ripping some roots because I could not distinguish the sphagnum moss from the roots. So I decided to start this over as a water propagation. All right, so I think you can see at least one of the spindly roots. And there's another one there. And then you can see like the thick root there, which was probably a water root from the original propagation. This mini Monstera has been through so much with me. I just love to experiment so I can find what works best for me and my plants. Hopefully it's able to recover in the water. So these are the roots of the peace lily, and they actually look pretty healthy. But the soil, when I took it out, it was too wet. So it looked like the soil was getting too dry and like the leaves would wilt when it didn't have enough water, but then when I put water in the soil, it would stay wet for too long. So like I have no idea what kind of soil that was, but it was not working. So I decided to put some of the plantlets into plain water and at least one of them into my DIY aeroid mix and at least one of them in my DIY pond. I just want to see which of the substrates will be best for this plant, and hopefully through one of these methods, I will be able to recover this plant. This leaf has been trying to unfurl forever, and look how wilted it is. It's like, it looks like it's permanently bent over. Okay, this is gonna be a water prop, I think. No, it's too big. This plastic bottle that I have reused, and that's gonna be a water. I'm just gonna cover the roots. I hope I don't just leave it in here as a water prop forever. Just gonna dust it on. I hope it lives. My mini Monstera cutting has scalped over, but since I have run out of my DIY pond mix, I will have to put it in water until I make a new batch. Started doing ceramics as I told you guys, and I need to show you guys my very first pots. Maybe I'll do it tonight. I was thinking about going to the studio tomorrow to work on some pots that I had made. I don't know. I feel like I've taken care of the emergencies for now. And all I really have left are like propagations. I do need to trim my maidenhair fern. Maybe I can do that right now. And then maybe I should go to the studio tomorrow. I'm having so much fun with the ceramics, you guys. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to show you my pots, and I cannot wait to start using the new ones that I've made. Like the very first ones, of course, like they suck because I was just learning. But now I feel like I have a better handle on the situation, and I'm using this clay. It has such a beautiful color, and I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what my plants look like in them. It's gonna be so much fun. My camera's not tracking me anymore, so I hope I stay in frame. But anyways, I'm reusing the glove that I just used earlier, and I'm gonna put my stake in here like this because it's wood and I don't want it to rot in the pond. So I'm just gonna secure it with some rubber bands. And this was my Marble Queen propagation that I did a while ago. I did it in one of my previous videos, and it's doing well. It came out with this brand new leaf, so beautiful. It's got lots of white in there, and there's a new one coming out right here. And there are aerial roots here. So I'm just gonna put this in and try to get the aerial roots to attach to it. Maybe, I don't know if they just attach to wood like this or if they actually need holes or whatever, but I'm just gonna try. So I'll try to shove this inside the pond, like towards the back, because I don't want to smash any of the roots. I can see the roots at the bottom. Someone suggested that I take off the sticker so that I could see the roots, but I can see them at the bottom. I know it has roots because it's growing leaves. and I don't want algae growth. So that's why I keep it on there. And then I don't need a cover pot. So let me see if I can just try to wiggle this in. I mean, I should have put it in before I put the pot on, but I don't think I had the stake back then. Or if I did, maybe I was just like trying to figure out what I wanted to do exactly. I don't know. It's difficult to get it in. It's not like soil where you can just like push your way through it. It's like actual rocks. I don't want to take it all out. Oops, I dug one of the roots out. Oops. It'd probably be easier if it was like a pointy stake. I wonder if I should attach it to the outside. I'll just keep wiggling until it goes through. I want it to go all the way to the bottom just because I want it to be secure. Like, yeah, it needs to be secure. So this one has leca clay balls at the bottom. That's supposed to be my reservoir. I think what I'll do eventually is cut some slots at the bottom so that I can flush this one also. Oh, I think the plant is moving. Well, at least now it's upright. I'm gonna tie it to the stick with the jute string. Oh no, it's flopping around. I'm sorry, plant. It's because I think I'm widening the plastic out. It's like loosening up the rocks, moving the plant around. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. I think it's secure enough. Hopefully. I need to make more pond and put more pond in here. No, I wonder if I should repot it. I wonder if I should just take it out and then put it back in. It's gonna be so much more work. I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. So I need some scissors to cut my string. Hopefully my phone doesn't die on me. Okay, I'm gonna pour, so I have a pre-made batch of Super Thrive solution. I'm gonna pour in my watering can so I don't spill this all over. All right, let me see if that's enough. Okay, a little bit more. Trying to get all the rocks wet. Like in every corner. I think I see, yeah, the water line that's there. That's where I want it to be. I'm gonna trim my maidenhair fern right now. So let me just go get that. I'll put this back. My phone is totally about to die, so I'm gonna try to do this as fast as I can. But here's my maidenhair fern starting to grow back, but all of these leaves that shriveled up turn brown, so they're actually dead. So let me just get my garbage can over here and snip off all of this dead stuff. It's just in the way, blocking the sunlight from the new growth. I love this fern, it's so beautiful. I have it in my cabinet now, just until it recovers. I think it'll be okay living out in my environment as long as I keep it away from the draft. This does not do well under a fan or the air conditioner or whatever. Like if you get a maidenhair fern, keep it away from drafts because that's what did this in. Luckily, it was alive enough that it was able to come back. So I need to find a nice area in my house that is covered so that it will be protected. I might grow this under a grow light downstairs in my living room. I don't know. I'll see. because it's so beautiful. I want other people to see it. I don't want to hide it away in my room. The plants I have in my room right now, a lot of them are like propagations that I'm trying to grow. And I have my Hoya that blooms. It's by that window over there. So it's like the perfect spot for it. I'm going to keep it there because I want it to bloom over and over. And then what else do I have in here? My Thai constellation is in my bathroom. It's like it's got the prime spot for sunlight because I want that thing to grow really well. I do believe that is my favorite plant of all. Even the Hoyas are my favorite genus. I think the Thai constellation is my favorite plant. Okay, this thing is so tiny now. It's got a haircut. That's much better. I feel better about this now. Okay, I don't want to go too low and accidentally cut off the new growth. Okay, I'm just going to leave it now. All right. Okay, there it is. I think it needs to be watered. Yes, it does. So there's plenty more I want to do that I could probably do right now. But since my phone is about to die, I'm going to have to charge my phone and charge my Pivo tracker thingy. If you see my phone following me sometimes, it's not a person holding it. I have a tracker that helps me out. It was gifted to me. So I'm very grateful for that. So I'm going to put this in the cabinet. I'm going to water it and I'll just stop for tonight. So have a good night and I will see you in the next clip. 5 minutes to set up my new LED grow lights. I finally got this in the mail. I think it's been a couple days. I haven't had time to set it up. How much I paid for it, it was not that much though, because I wanted to get the cheapest one I could find that looked aesthetically pleasing to my eye. It's not a strip light. I like the strip lights that go underneath the shelf, and I was debating whether I should get one of those again for these shelves, and I decided not to. This is in my bedroom and my bed is over there, and I don't want to be laying down and like looking into the lights. And it's a metal clip, which I like. And I do believe the light is also made of metal and not plastic, which I like. At least I'm going to try to use alternatives whenever I can. Okay, so there's the light itself. It's a small disc, and there's a piece of protective plastic. I took that off. I don't like the lights that are like long and skinny. And I said this before in my other videos, like they look like antennas. I'm not into that look. This is okay to me. I like the simple round circle. And I try to find a black one of these. There might have been a black version that was like another brand, but it probably costs more and that's why I didn't get it. So I'm okay with the white neutral color. And I think a lot of my pots are going to end up being white. Okay, so this has the USB plug-in. This is turning out to be very easy for setup. Okay, so this screws in the bottom like this. Try to get that tight. Okay, and where am I going to put it? I don't know why it seems like there's a crack. Yeah, it's totally cracked. That's annoying. I'm still going to use it right now. Okay, so I have my electrical outlet back here behind the shelves. So I'll just feed this back and plug it in. Let's get this clipped. So there is a timer on here as well. So it's going to be automatic on and off. So the wire is not really that long. I think I'll clip it. Wait a minute. It's doesn't want to stay. I think you're supposed to clip this onto a pot. Like that's what it's meant for. Let's see. Like it doesn't go all the way up because the wire is short. Let's see if I put it here. And then it also wants to like unravel. It's like unscrewing. Let me see if I can get it tighter. um, maybe I should just return it since it has the crack. And maybe I should get the strip lights after all. I'm just gonna turn it on and let my plants soak up some light for a minute. I'll put it on for 9 hours. Hopefully this doesn't fall off, but I have to go right now because I'm cooking a sweet potato and my timer went off. So I need to get it out of the oven. And then after I eat, I'm gonna come back. Well, actually, after I take my sweet potato out of the oven, I'm gonna come back and make sure this thing hasn't fallen on the floor. And then after I eat, I'll probably start the return. I've had this for, I don't know how long now, 2 or 3 days. I still haven't opened it, but I'm excited to be able to open it now. Guess what's in here? Okay, I think I have a humidifier reader and some ceramics tools. I've got my rolling pin. This is for my clay, 17 inches long, 17.7 inches. So I'll be able to roll out slabs of my clay whenever I feel like making like square containers, planters for my plants. I'm going to be making some pots in my house. I decided that the studio is really far. I have to drive 30 minutes to get there. And I still haven't shown you guys the pots that I made. I'm going to show you after this. Yeah, it's 30 minutes to get there. And I just don't have time to be going over there all the time. And then sometimes I feel like when I'm at home, if I have time and I feel like making something, I should be able to. So I decided to get some tools, and I have a wooden board so that I can roll up my slabs with some canvas. So these are hole punchers. I don't know what they're really called, but these help you like make holes in your clay. And I need this because I need to make drainage holes in my planters. So there's 4 different sizes. Also, I want to make hanging planters. So then I could punch holes into the pot so I can put like a chain or rope or something so I can make the hanging planters. That's going to be fun. This is just like a basic pottery tool set. So I'll take this to the studio with me when I want to do wheel throwing. Eventually, I might get a wheel for myself, maybe put it in my garage, but that's later on down the road because that's going to be really expensive. I have been looking on Facebook Marketplace to see if I can find a used one, but I can't seem to find like, I don't know, I don't see any listings that look legitimate to me. The ones that are on there right now look suspicious. So I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone out there who wants to sell their wheel, throwing wheel, but I am looking for one. Otherwise, if I get a brand new one, that's like $1,000 plus. So here's a close-up of the meters. What is this called again? Hygrometer. So it's just a circle and it's got this sticky tape, double-sided. It looks like it comes with batteries. And I don't remember how much this costs, but I'm pretty sure I got the cheapest one off of Amazon. Like this stuff has to be so affordable to me. I do not want to spend too much money on my hobby at this point. It's just not necessary, I think. So, okay, look at that. It comes with a spare battery. So these are already equipped with the batteries in place. So I just need to put them in their places. I just noticed that these are on Celsius, so I'm going to change it to Fahrenheit. There's like a blue button, and yeah, it changes it over to Fahrenheit. These are saying that it's about 30% humidity right now, which is surprising. Well, it is cloudy out, so okay, that makes sense. So I have been wanting to show you guys my ceramic pots that I made for quite a while. I finally got them fired. I finally got them glazed, and here they are. So unfortunately, I was using my Pivo tracker because I thought it was helping me. So unfortunately, I had to cut out most of this footage, but you can see the pots that I was trying to show you guys. So this circular one was the very first one that I threw on the wheel, and actually was not my first time ever. I took a ceramics class a really, really long time ago, but I had forgotten everything. But I must have had some kind of muscle memory because I was able to actually throw the thing, even though it's very imperfect. But as you can see, I put some drainage holes in the top part of the pot, and then I wanted to make a bottom portion of the pot that was like the cache. And then I had cut a hole on the side of it so that you could like water it from the bottom. So I wanted it to be like a self-watering pot. Unfortunately, it has an S crack in it, which is a huge sign that a beginner made it, but that's okay. This was a learning lesson. I had to learn how to rethrow, and I had to learn all the different steps again, and I had a lot of fun, so it was good practice. So I had also made a rectangular shaped one, so kind of the same thing. The top portion is where the soil goes with the plant, and then I put some drainage holes, which I only put 4 of them, and I realize now that that is not enough. And this was also going to be a self-watering container. So I do have the bottom portion, which is where the water goes, the cache. And these are not the best looking pots, but it was a design that I had drawn out on paper first. Then this one, the square one, I did with the slabs. So I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but the first one, the circular one, I threw on a wheel. And then the second one, I rolled out some slabs on a table and then put it together that way. Maybe in future videos, I will show you guys making more pots after I set up my ceramic studio in my home. It is taking a really long time to get together. I've actually thrown a lot more pots after this, but they are at the studio 30 minutes away from me and they still need to get fired. I just don't have time to drive out there very often. So I've been letting them dry out slowly over time, and I do need to get over there soon because I do believe my membership is almost over this month. But let me know if this is kind of like too boring for you guys, if I should exclude this from my plant videos or not. I feel like it's relevant because I want to make all these pots for my plants. But if you would rather just hear about plants, let me know. And here I am, so excited to show you guys the porcelain cover pots and watering dishes I had made. Hopefully in the future, you'll start to see my plants in the actual pots. Like, I hope I get good enough that I can actually like use the pots. So what is a day in my life if I don't have another plant emergency? Here is my Monstera laniata mottled mint. I had it in this glass closed container with pon, and it started to turn brown and gunky. The main leaf started to brown, and the plant was just starting to look not so healthy. It was doing okay for a while in the pond, but there may have been a buildup of nutrients because I was using Super Thrive. So now that I have experimented with this setup, I do not recommend it. So I am changing this over to a container with drainage holes. So I'm going to continue experimenting with this plant in pond, but I want to be able to flush the pond out every once in a while to help prevent pest infestation and also mold. Dump it out. Hold on to my plant. I'm so curious to see what the roots look like. Whoa. Wow, look how long that root is. Yeah, that looks super gross in there. Oop, look at the leca. It's like stuck on there. Should I try to get it off? I think the root grew into the leca. That's so funny. I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's fine. Yeah, I think the roots, like the tiny, tiny roots, they grow into the rocks because it gets the moisture out of the rocks. It's so cute. But it's interesting to me, like how few roots this has and like how large this one is. I'm going to show you a close-up. All right, there it is. Just look at my brand new leaf. I was going to show you guys this in my update video, which you might see in a previous video to this. But look at that, nice and long. I don't know how healthy it is, but it's pretty long. Actually, this one root looks like that's root rot. Oh no, that's like my biggest fear. And this part is starting to turn dark. So I wonder if I shouldn't keep a reservoir at the bottom filled with water constantly. Maybe I should let it dry out more. And I wonder if I should put more holes in the sides of the plastic. I wonder if it would appreciate being more root bound, like a little bit more root bound like that. So I'm gonna give it a shot. With my titanium scissors. They're just like slits. I need to make like actual holes. Yes, like that. All right, my tiny plant in my tiny cup. So I'm just gonna coil up the root a little bit. Try to get it centered. There is a third leaf growing out. So that's good. Can't wait to see what the next leaves are gonna look like. So hopefully what I'm doing is going to help this thing out. I don't want to lose this plant. All right, how's that look? It's so cute. Okay, so this is going to be my bottom watering tray. Next project. So I had cut this, my mini Monstera, and I started a propagation because it wasn't doing well. So you probably saw that earlier. Like there's a new leaf coming out. So I have no idea what that is. What is that? So I just I propped it in water because I didn't have time to put this in pond. So now I have the original plant that I cut this from, and it's sitting just in water. And I wanted to experiment with this and see if it would do okay in pond. And it's been sitting in this water, I don't know, maybe a week or less. And I have no idea what those white things are. Do you guys know what those are? Are those roots or what? Look at it. What is that? They're like two little horns. Are those roots or what? All right, so I'm going to put it in this. I cut drainage holes in it. And let me just put some pond. And I'm going to have this be like the outer pot, just so I can catch the water at the bottom, because I don't like using the trays anymore to water my plants. I'm trying to give all of my plants their own drainage dish. And wow, it's like opening my eyes to the amount of plastic that I use every day. It's like when I'm out, you know, sometimes I'll get a drink or something, especially like drinks that I really love, and then they're like mostly all in plastic. But at least now I have a use for them. All right, so that's just gonna sit in there like that. And let's see how much I need to put. So I'm assuming those are roots. So I'm just gonna bury that part in the pond. So I'll put it in like that much. I'm gonna put rooting powder again. I can't remember if I already put it on there or not, but I'm gonna put it again. I don't really know where I should put the powder. Like, are the roots gonna come out of there? Because it seems like it's coming out of this. Maybe I'll just pour some powder like over the whole end. Yeah, that should be good. So I'm having quite a few problems with my plants, but I like it. I love the problem solving, and it's helping me to learn about the plants. Like every problem that I come across is helping me to learn something new about my plants. And I'm loving this so much. Ta-da! You guys, I cannot wait to get my ceramic pots done. I think it's going to be so cute. I want to make chubby pots. Like little tiny chubby pots. Like I can just imagine it in my mind. I think it will be so cute. Oh, I cannot wait. Okay, on to the next one. Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed this little guy. My daughter made this for me for Mother's Day. She does, she works with polymer clay. So she made this huge plant for me. And then she also made like a little keychain for me. I'll get it and show you guys. Look at that. Isn't it cute? I'll show you a close up. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? This little potted plant. And then she has this like little leaf charm on there. Oh my gosh, my daughter's so cute. With the little pink cheeks. So here's something else that's interesting to me. You guys would have seen me the other day take my variegated peace lily apart. And I think it was suffering from root rot because I could see some of the roots were black. Like I didn't notice that day when I was separating it, but I just looked at it right now in the water. Like most of it I have in another jug of water, and there's a lot of like black parts on the roots. So I guess the soil was like retaining the water for too long, and it just looked like really like mushy. So I think the roots were like just not getting enough oxygen. It was just so compacted. That stuff was so goopy. But the ones I noticed, okay, so the ones that are in water are doing well. So this one has perked up mostly. But this one that I have in pond is so droopy. And I don't know why. So I wonder if it's just too wet. Like, but it's weird because this is just in straight water. So I'm going to take this out of the pond and just put it in plain water and see if it will help it. So there's a lot of water in here, and I thought that because these were doing well just in water, that this might do better with more water, but it's not helping. So I'm just going to take the pond out. Okay, so I did that off camera just because my tray is on the floor there, but the roots look okay. I mean, they don't look bad. So I don't know. I guess this plant just doesn't like the rocks, maybe. So maybe this is not a good candidate for pond. I still have to mix up my aeroid mix. So once I do that, I'm going to put some, at least one of these plantlets into the aeroid mix. Okay, so that's root rot right there. Like that just came off. This one looks like it's starting. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Oops. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna stop messing with it. I'm gonna put rooting powder, and I'm just gonna let this propagate in the water and see if it'll do okay. Actually, if I put rooting powder in the water, is that gonna help? Like, I don't know if this is like water soluble or anything, and like how this works. I'm just gonna put it on. I just wanna help as much as I can. So, oof, you're not supposed to breathe this powder in. Okay, so I'll just put in the water with this plantlet and see if it will come back. And this one has the really nice leaf that I love. There's two of them. I guess this is called sectoral variegation. I'm so glad I actually have time to do some plant stuff today and the energy. So this is my alocasia green unicorn, and it flowered, but it was not the most attractive flower I have ever seen. So I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to deadhead it. And if I see another flower coming out of this plant, I'm just going to cut it off before it even like grows, because it took away energy from the leaves and they just like drooped over like this. Like they don't feel limp like when a plant is wilting because it's dehydrated. Like they still feel firm, but they just like drooped over to get out of the way of the flower. That's interesting. But I'm going to cut this thing off right now. So I always use alcohol to clean my scissors before I cut my plants. I don't know if I'm going overboard or not. I mean, I've seen other plant people do it. It's like, I don't know, safety precaution, just in case like one plant has something. I don't want to spread it to other plants. So I'm just gonna like chop it right here. Bye bye. Oh, that thing looks juicy in there. It's bleeding. I'm gonna try to cut a little bit more of it off. This plant is so interesting to me. Whoa, just like shot across the room. I'm glad it didn't go in my eye. Well, I can't wait to see this thing perk back up. And there are little corms growing down there, but they're slow. It's very slow growing. I want to dig them out and try putting them in pond. Should I do it right now? Can you see it? It's hard to see it because it's dark. It's like, so like the backs of the leaves are like this purple color, and it looks like the plant is growing out that same kind of purpley color, but there it is right there. I'm actually going to try to dig it out right now. I'm going to try to be super careful. It's like I'm doing surgery. I'm just going to dig around the plant. There's another one over here. I don't know if you can see it. They're camouflaged. Okay, I'm just going to dig around. And the roots are probably so fine. So I'm going to try to be super careful. See if I can find the bottom of this plant and dig this little guy out. I want to put him in his own pot. I feel like an archaeologist, just like slowly digging so you don't like scratch the bone or whatever. Oh my gosh, I think there's another corm inside right there. I'm going to take the soil out. I'll put it back in. I think there's another one right there. Whoa, yeah, I think there's a leaf coming out of it. Wow. Oop, there's some roots right there, so I gotta be careful not to tear those. Ooh, there's another root. Gotta be so careful. Oh, I just got one. There's a corm. There's a corm right there. I'm gonna put this in pond. I'm gonna leave the other ones inside. It seems like there are a lot of corms in this pot. It's unfortunate that, well, for me, that this plant is patented, so I can't sell the corms. Like you're not supposed to. See my avocado tree? That thing has sprouted. This is way longer than the first avocado tree I ever grew. And the first one that I grew, I remember having like 2 leaves at first. So it was like much shorter, and then it had just like 2 really long, beautiful leaves. So I don't know if it's like a different kind of avocado, but it's interesting. And I have another one on the way. So I have a seed in my windowsill in my kitchen, and it's sprouting. It has a taproot coming out at the bottom. The seed has cracked just like this, and I can see the body of the plant on the inside of the crack. So yay, I have 2 avocado trees now. This is so fun. Like I can't wait to see what this is gonna look like when it grows out fully, because I killed my first one. But let me just take care of this corm first before it dries up. So I'm going to put it in this. My daughter went to Cloud Tea, and I made her give me her cup when she was done. So, I mean, it'll be like a little humidity thingy. So I'm gonna put pond inside, and I'm not gonna put drainage holes in this one because I'm just gonna fill only the bottom part with water and then let the humidity like rise up from there. And then this will be like the dome. Yeah, I don't think I need that much at the bottom, and I'm just gonna like lay the corm on top. So yeah, I think that's the bottom, the taproot. So I'll just like put the taproot in. So you guys probably can't see that, but I'll show you. It looks like a little pomegranate. There it is. Doesn't it look like a pomegranate? Just like a little brown, tiny pomegranate. It's cute. Let's see what happens. All right, so I'll go ahead and just cap this thing up, and I will definitely keep you guys in the know and let you know about the progress of this thing, if there is any progress. Okay, so I've been wanting to repot my avocado tree. Look at this tiny little thing that I had it in. I've been having to fill it up with water like every other day. So I'm gonna give it something bigger to live in. I'm gonna put it in this, and it's in pond right now. So I'm going to continue to grow it in pond just to see like if it works or not. So I don't think anyone else out there has done this before, like growing an avocado seed and then like growing it in pond. So I don't know if I'm the first one to ever do this, but I just want to see what happens. Like I just want to see if it'll work. And I don't think I finished my story. Like the first avocado tree that I grew, if you have seen my previous videos, you might have heard the story already, but I had it growing just in water. I had it done the 3 like toothpicks like only in water. And when it sprouted like this and it grew the leaves and everything, like I just kept it in the water. And then once it had like a bunch of roots and a bunch of leaves, I was like, I should put this in soil. So I just put it straight into soil. And I didn't realize back then, because I told you I'd never had a green thumb before. I didn't know that you had to keep the soil really, really wet for 2 weeks. If you're putting a water propagation into soil, like you have to turn the soil into a soup and keep it like really, really wet, like for 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, until the water roots grow like soil roots, I guess. So that killed my plant. I'm not going to make that mistake this time, but now I'm using pond, so let's see how this goes. Let's see if the seed is going to fall away from the tree. I'm just going to pour in. Oh, it's pretty stuck. I did not even think about this. See, the rim is thinner than the rest of the bottle. That's why they make pots like this, like shaped like this, right? So it's easier to repot. Like it just like comes out. That was not a smart idea. Oops, I didn't even think about it. I thought it would be easy because it's just rocks, but it's like, I think because the roots have grown out into the little dish and they might be kind of stuck to the glass. Oh no. I don't want to rip the roots, but I need to get it out. How am I going to do this? I just need to like dislodge it somehow. I don't want to twist it because like the roots will rip. Oh, it's like so lodged in there. There's a lot of roots. And the seed feels like it's still like stuck to the plant. I don't want to leave it in here longer because then it'll get more stuck, I feel like. Yeah, like if the roots grow and then like fill in all the space, there's like no wiggle room left. Yeah, I should get it out now. Okay, I got one rock out. I got another rock. I got 3 rocks out. It's totally stuck. What the heck? Okay, I see it moving around a little. Like getting those 3 rocks, I think that helped. Yeah, it's unsticking from the glass. Okay, it's starting to come out. I need to get more rocks out. There's a fourth. My phone is running out of storage. I need to hurry up and do this before my phone can't record anymore. I want you guys to see the roots. Okay, so I'm able to get more and more rocks out. It's starting to wiggle more. There, I feel it's like loosening up. Getting closer. Oh, it's starting to come out. Yes, there we go. It's freed. Look. Look at that. Wow. And the seed is definitely like very stuck on there. So cool. There's a close-up of the roots. And you guys are plant people, so I know you guys want to see this. And there's the seed and the plant body on the inside. And then the leaves. See that? I don't know why this one came out deformed. Like, I'm getting a lot of deformed leaves in my plants. Beautiful, huh? Okay, I'm just gonna finish putting this in. I'll cover it with pon, and my phone is probably gonna turn off in a minute. But if it does, I hope you guys have a good night. It's night right now. I mean, it's evening. The sun is setting. And I'm gonna have to clear out the storage of my phone so I can record more planty stuff. This is so fun. Oops, I forgot there's drainage holes. I need to put this in the cup. There it is. Does it bother you guys when you don't center your plants like exactly in the center? I feel like it's kind of bothering me. It's like, it's not perfectly in the center. All right, I'll forget about it eventually. All right, so that should be good, I think. It was, I think it needs more pon. This might be a little bit too big of a jump for the container, but I didn't have anything smaller. So it's just gonna have to deal with it. All right, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I think it's starting to lean a little bit, but I think it totally like follows the sun. It changes like in a day. Look at that, I'm so happy. I think my camera's still going. If it is, I'm gonna put pon in this little frog. It's a planter. And I'm gonna put my son's, one of my son's air plants on top. I got him 2 new air plants because I gave him my tiny one and it died. Because it was living in my water fountain, so it was getting lots of humidity there. And then when I put it in his room, it's like dry. It just dried up and died. So I got him 2 more of the exact same kind. Luckily, they had them at Lowe's for like for a pair. I got $5. I mean, I paid $5 for a pair of them. So from now on, I'm going to be keeping them on top. So my phone died, but here it is. So I got the pon inside the planter, and then I just laid the air plant on top. It looks so cute, doesn't it? And then my son added this little like tiny frog on the inside. He's so cute. But it's been a couple of weeks since it's been in this setup, and it seems to be doing quite well. I just do a top water, and I will soak the air plant and then let the pond soak up all the water. I think you're supposed to actually drop the air plant inside water and like completely submerge it for like 20 minutes. I haven't been doing that. Maybe I should, but I mean, it seems to be doing okay like this when I just like drench it with water and then let it sit on the wet pond. Here's an update on my peace lily on a couple of the plantlets. So these have been just in plain water. And this one, the white one, was in pond for a while. And you guys saw that it started drooping, so I put it in the water. And the condition has not changed. It's still drooping, but it is still alive. And I've noticed that some of the roots are black. They look rotted. So I should probably take them off. And I think I should probably put some hydrogen peroxide, like a hydrogen peroxide solution on there, because I've seen people do that in videos. So I'm going to do that when I have the chance and see if that will help it. But if you guys have any advice on this plant, I would greatly appreciate it because I don't really know what to do for it. I did put one in my DIY aeroid mix, so you'll see that in a future video, and you'll also see the condition of that plant in the future. But I don't know, is this usually a problematic plant? Like, I don't know if it's just me or if this is kind of a common thing that happens. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. I do have some good news with my maidenhair fern. So since I've given it its haircut, it has gotten some new growth. So these lighter colored ones here are the newer leaves that have come out of this plant. So I had put it back in my cabinet for higher humidity, but then I took it out of the cabinet and it's sitting on my bathtub in my bathroom and it seems to be doing well. It grew these new leaves out in the open air, so yay. Here is my alocasia green unicorn corm that I dug out, and it's been a couple weeks at least, and so far no changes. So I've got it in the pond with the humidity that is getting in this cup, and I do not see any roots growing at the bottom, and I can't really tell if it has changed or not. But I'm going to keep it in here and just wait. I don't know how long. I'll wait for you forever. Here is my laniata. It has since grown its third leaf, and look how deformed it is. But at least it's still alive. And I had kept this out in my bathroom for a while, and I decided to put it in my cabinet because it's in such a small cup that the pond was drying out like really fast, and I found myself watering it almost every day. I don't want it to stay wet too long, but I also don't want it to get too dry because I guess dry rot is also a thing. So it's in my cabinet. Hopefully the leaves are able to absorb some moisture from the air that way. And there is now, I can see a tiny growth point, a fourth leaf starting to come out. So we'll see what happens. But I love how the two brand new leaves have white in them. It's like milky white. Oh, it's so beautiful. I can't wait to see this thing fully grown. Hopefully it will grow if I don't kill it. And here's my mini Monstera. This was the top cutting that I put into pond. So it's doing okay so far, thankfully. It still has its firmness. This one is starting to droop a little tiny bit, but I think I just need to water it. So hopefully it does okay because I don't want to lose this plant. This is one of the very first plants that I got. I hope it sticks with me forever. We have reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it despite the flaws. I am still very new to this whole YouTube thing, but I am doing my best to learn, and I will be experimenting with different ways of shooting my videos. If you guys have any suggestions for me, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I always look forward to reading your comments, even if you're just saying hi. Until next week, enjoy your plants.